Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Thunder and Lightning Gaming News Podcast. And what a news week it was. I'm Thunder,
and I'm Lightning.
A couple days ago, what days does this go out? Tomorrow. So 4 days ago, when you're watching this, the Game Awards happened. But before we talk about that, the news section of this podcast, let's talk about our personal weeks, and I shall start.
Oh,
as we
okay, sure.
Because then it's me and so I have been playing The Surge 2, which is a game that I feel like not many people know about, but essentially The Surge is Dark Souls. It's like a Dark Souls like, but it takes place in like a more modern setting. It's all robots and stuff like that. And
robots in disguise?
No.
It's not too far in the future.
The future of 2015, I believe.
Yeah.
No, but the Surge was kind of this like indie Dark Souls like game that like came and went, and not many people talked about it. And then they released a demo, and I was like, oh, I'll play that. And the demo for the Surge 1 was the entire first level. It was like 7 hours of gameplay.
I think I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah, I probably did. It was like I literally like had to like put it down to go do other stuff twice. It was such a long demo. And it ends with this big boss fight, and you unlock a bunch of stuff, and then the demo ends. And I really liked it, so I got it, and I played the whole thing. And it was cool. The whole game kind of takes place like in this one facility, and it's basically like the day that this like robotics facility like fell, and and then Dark Souls stuff happens. This one takes place like a year later, and most of it's outside, and it's essentially like what happens to the greater world and like the surrounding cities when this robotics factory goes under. And it's really cool. Basically this game came out like a year ago, and I downloaded it and all its DLC, and then I never played it. And I was looking to play a Dark Souls game, and then actually PlayStation Plus released Mortal Shell for free. So I was like, oh, cool, I'll play that. That's another indie Dark Souls-like. Mortal Shell is not for me. I played it for about 6 hours. I didn't get that far, and I didn't love the mechanics. I didn't love it that much. So I got done playing that, and I was like, man, I thought that was going to be like my next game. I'm just going to play The Surge 2 because it's just sitting there waiting for me to play it. And I'm glad I did because I'm really liking it.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't have much to say more than that on it, but I think that was enough because we got a lot of news to get to. But
sure.
Yeah, really liking The Surge 2. If you like Dark Souls and you've never heard of The Surge, I highly recommend it.
All right, cool.
What have you been playing? Just kidding, I already know.
Well, you don't know one of them.
Oh! Multiple games. Matilda over here. Yours was better because yours had an M and a G in it. Sorry, I opened a Twitch stream by mistake. Like multiple games and then McGee.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yours was better. Anyways.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the one who named this the Thunder and Lightning Gaming News Podcast. So
it's almost like it's the channel name, but with the word news.
I've been playing this game for the life of me. I can't remember the exact title. I think it's called Uncooked.
Overcooked? Yeah.
It's called Overcooked. I'm playing it with Pauline.
Really?
Pauline introduced it to me.
Interesting.
It's so good, 2 players. I think it would be better 3. And honest to God, when we get to an in-between, I would really consider us trying to do this. I would even go as far as to say beat it. It seems like such a quick game.
Here's the thing with Overcooked. I own it, first of all.
Oh, okay.
Because it was free on PS Plus many moons ago. I have played it. I played it single player. I fucking hated it. So maybe
Pauline also said not great single player.
Okay.
Played it together, enjoyed it. I think 3 people is the perfect amount of people for this game.
I assumed it would be more fun with more people. I think I was just generally frustrated at the fact that
it's a frustrating game.
I think I was just more so frustrated at the fact that like I am one person.
Oh yeah.
You should have made a I don't know.
I've never witnessed this game 1 player. 2 players is fun. I think if we had 3, assuming they don't throw a new mechanic on for 3,
Right.
I think if we had 3 people, boom, easy. Got
Okay.
it.
All right.
If you'd be down for that, I think it'd be really enjoyable. It'd be the first time all 3 of us are playing through a game.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd make it my next game because it'd be quick. I mean, it would be
Yeah.
like 3 sessions at the most. I feel like. Yeah, consider that because I was really enjoying it. But yes, besides that, I am continuing my run of Breath of the Wild, not vegan.
You actually haven't even brought that up on this podcast yet. You talked about playing Breath of the Wild on the real podcast last week.
Oh, I am playing through Breath of the Wild for the first time.
Yes. Even though
it's been out.
No, even though you've owned it since
even
December of
been
2017.
Out, even though it's been out.
And in your living room.
Whatever.
Yeah, it says Overcooked main story 7.5 hours. So boom, right there.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, anyways, I really need to know how you like it and what you're doing.
It is the best Zelda game. Hands down. It's exactly what I want out of a Zelda game.
Yeah.
Every part of it. I'm really enjoying it. I stumbled upon the Master Sword, which I thought was fucking cool.
Oh, cool,
Definitely was not when I was supposed to find it.
No, but that's what's cool about that game. You can just go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really like that aspect. And the game is even subtly, like, I know you can just walk up to Ganon and fight him.
Right.
Essentially. But the game is even subtly hinting at that. Like, it'd be better if you did it this way. But
right, yeah.
So, very early on, I think I beat my first Divine Beast, found the Master Sword.
Which one do you go to first?
The elephant.
Nice.
Zora.
Yeah.
Zora's Domain. I went to Zora's Domain first.
It's so weird. I don't know why it's like the one everyone always goes to first.
I really feels like the game draws you in
I
that
think
direction.
it does, yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I beat Zora's Domain. I found the Master Sword.
You obviously don't have it yet because you need the health.
That was my next goal.
Nice.
So here's the thing. The game did something I really don't like. It did one thing that I'm like, this wasn't a good idea.
Okay.
I beat Zora's Domain. All my objectives leave the map. I was like, okay, now what? And then I found the Master Sword, and then that showed up as the objective on my map, and I was like, oh, I really thought I stumbled upon this. Is this really the next thing I was supposed to do?
Well, there's a quest, like, screen. You have to click which quests are active on your map.
Okay, that I still didn't know until you just said it. What I found out is you have to go back to Koroko Village, talk to the Impa, and once you talk to her, say, hey, I defeated one. She brings them all back on the map.
Oh, okay. I see.
But I found that out super late, so I found the Master Sword, and I was like, all right, shrine time. I guess I'm taking a little break.
Right.
And I beat the bird Divine Beast in Rito Village.
Yeah.
With the birds. I beat that one, then got enough hearts to get the Master Sword, and that's where I am right now. Going to Gerudo Valley.
Nice.
I've got the Master Sword, which, like, still not entirely sure how it works. I've yet to use it, because the Deku Tree was like, hey, don't use it. I was like, okay.
So
it doesn't break. It just has to recharge.
Yeah, it breaks, but it comes back.
Okay.
You can't... And if you go to throw it, it does the Legend of Zelda, like, 1 health, throw a laser beam thing.
Oh, you mean full health?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You know how you can throw the shit in that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to throw the Master Sword, it won't throw it. It'll fling a laser
cool.
beam.
If
you go to the slate and you go to, I think, all the way to the left, there's like all your quests and optional quests are right there.
I knew that. They just stopped showing up on the map. I didn't realize you can go on there and click them. Anyways, I got the system down. I got it figured out. But
no, but you're right. I forgot that she puts all 4 and then you go to one
and then they disappear.
And then they
That was
disappear
very
and then yeah, cuz the game, I think they do it on purpose cuz the game wants you to be like, now what?
Well, that's what I figured. I was like, "Oh, this is some Zelda shit." Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, I'll figure something out, I guess." And then I did, and I fucking found the Master Sword.
This game being out for a while, how much of it do you know about, like spoiler wise? Not story, but more like unlockable stuff.
See, that not too much. I somehow remained oblivious to most of this game.
Got it. That's good. If I may tease a little something, the reward that you get, I'm not going to tell you what it is, just heads up, but the reward that you get for completing all 120 shrines is one of my favorite in-game rewards in any video game ever.
Oh, cool. Oh, speaking of which, can I borrow your amiibo? Because I really want a Pona.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Cool. I think
Cool.
you need the Link amiibo for that. I can look that up real quick while we're watching the movie we're going to watch.
Cool.
Because I think the Zelda one gives you just a chest full of shit, but the first time you use the Link
it gives
one...
you a Pona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you have a... I got you amiibo back in the day. Where
it's
they...
Mario and... It's Mario? I was going to say Bowser, but no. It's Mario, but he has the...
It's Wedding Mario.
Yeah, it's Wedding Mario.
I got you just one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think he'll do much. It'd be cool if Yoshi showed up.
I think...
Wait, does Yoshi show up?
No, I think the Wolf Link amiibo gives you a Wolf Link to play along with, and then every other amiibo does like the Wind Waker amiibo has a chance to give you the Wind Waker clothes or whatever, or some shit. But every other amiibo, like if you use the fucking KK Slider amiibo, you'll just get like some meat and arrows and stuff.
Gotcha.
But no, I'm glad you're liking it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm really
that would have been that would have sucked if it was like all this build up and then you ended up not liking it.
No, I mean, it seems like how can you not like it?
Yeah.
It's an open world Zelda game, and that's
right.
Honestly, in video games in general, that's all I'm looking for is an open world high fantasy game that I can dick around in.
My favorite part of...
I'm sorry, I do have one question for you. Where the fuck do I get fire resistant clothes? That's the one thing I need to know, because now I'm at Gerudo Valley or the volcano, and
those are two different things.
I know they are.
Sun resistant and fire resistant is different things. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So sun resistance clothes, you might have to look up. I think you get them from that quest, the quest to get into the city, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or once you get there, you can buy them or something. Fire resistance clothes is actually a whole thing, because the place to buy fire resistant clothes is the top of the volcano. Yeah. So you have to make your way up there first.
Yeah.
There is at the base of the volcano, there are lizards that you can turn into a fireproof potion.
Okay.
But as far as clothes go, it's in the town.
Same thing in Ocarina of Time, I'm pretty sure. You have to make your way into the volcano to get the volcano.
I only know this because I'm literally playing it right now. The fireproof clothes are definitely at Goron City, but you don't have to get hurt by volcano ailment in order to buy them.
Okay.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, not that I did this, but you don't actually have to buy them. I think every tunic has a alternate way of getting it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm talking about in Ocarina of Time.
How are you doing in that game?
I'm in the middle of the Fire Temple. I haven't played as much as I was last time we had a video game podcast. Last time I played, I actually left the Fire Temple to do overworld stuff.
Yeah.
And I was doing pretty good, finding some stuff for a good 2-3 hours. But next time I play, I definitely gotta just follow a walkthrough through the rest of Fire Temple, just because I'm in the middle of it and yeah.
If you're kicking ass in that game,
yeah,
maybe one night on stream we could do a double feature. You play that and I'll play Mario 64. It'll be like a 64 night.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'd be down for that. They just added Paper Mario to that service, and they announced that next month we're getting Banjo-Kazooie, which I'm excited for, because the version of Banjo-Kazooie that I recently played was the Xbox version, so I'm curious I'm excited to play the N64 version with a Nintendo controller and none of that weird Xbox stuff that was in the game. That didn't ruin the game, but it was definitely now here's the stuff that Microsoft did.
Right.
So that'll be cool. I wonder if, even though it'll be the N64 port, that they'll still change the logo. There's a xylophone in the opening credits with a logo on it, and they changed it from Nintendo to Microsoft Studios. I wonder if they still have to do that, even though it has to be the N64 port, or else it can't run through that ancillary system.
Cool.
Yeah.
On to the important stuff?
Yes. Jeff Keighley has delivered unto us the Game Awards.
Yes.
Before we start talking about the, 50 game announcements that happened at the Game Awards, allow me to briefly talk about the actual awards that I think happened. Mainly, 3 things real quick. 1, best performance. I don't know why they call it that. It's best voice actor or actress. The woman who played sexy vampire lady from Resident Evil won, and I know there's a jury and there's like a fan vote and the jury matters more, but I can only, not that she didn't do good, I was looking at the list of all of them and I was like, she's the only one that turned into a meme. Best action adventure, there was like all these like AAA, like Ratchet and Clank, fucking all that stuff. And Metroid was there. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Nintendo got a nomination in like something other than like family friendly. Yeah. And then they won. Metroid Dread won Best Action Adventure. Game of the Year, however, is where I want to do most of my complaining, because there were so many fantastic games in Game of the Year. Resident Evil 8, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Psychonauts 2. I really wanted Psychonauts 2 to win, but I was sitting there like, if Resident Evil or Ratchet and Clank wins, like, I'll be satisfied. And the winner of Game of the Year was It Takes Two, some bullshit that no one played, and I've never heard anyone talk about it, and I've never played it, and I didn't think people liked it that much, but I guess they did. And I can't help but accuse Jeff Keighley of industry bias, because I know that Jeff Keighley is good, close personal friends with Joseph Fares, the director of It Takes Two.
I mean, if I could pull the veil for a second,
yeah,
I take, from what I've heard over the last few years of even knowing about these Game Awards, I put very little stock into them, because it seems like every single time it's a popularity contest and it's about who you know.
But sometimes it's not. Like 2018, Red Dead Redemption 2 won everything except Game of the Year. God of War won Game of the Year, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, the game that deserved it. And it was just so like, everything else was Red Dead Redemption 2. They really made you think it was going to be that. But then what was it? It was last year, it was Sekiro, and not the games that I thought it was going to be. And granted, I've never played Sekiro, so I don't know. But this year it really was like, there's the 3 big ones, and then 2 small ones, and then one that's some bullshit, and then the bullshit one. And I was just like, all right. But there was a lot of announcements, and we're going to get into them right now. These are not in order of how they were revealed. They're just in order of how IGN has them. So first things first, this is actually playable. It was released that night, and I have played it. It's called The Matrix Awakens, an Unreal Engine 5 experience.
So, just to push the conversation a bit, I had called you and said, hey, I saw that Star Wars Eclipse in graphics-wise, that looks like the best game maybe I've ever seen, the most realistic looking.
Yeah.
I then saw this trailer, and I think this has already beat out that Star Wars one.
Yeah, I've played it all the way through. We should play it in some sort of capacity, because it's here's how it is.
Unreal Engine 5?
It's an Unreal Engine 5 playable tech demo, and here's what's up. There's like a 6-minute long cutscene, and then probably not even 5 minutes of gameplay, and then closing credits. But then after the closing credits, you get to free walk around this giant Matrix city that they've built, and you can mess with like the environment. You can make it daytime and rainy and stuff like that. And I gotta say, there's the cutscene at the beginning where Keanu Reeves is like kind of playing Neo, but then he's like, "Hi, I'm Keanu Reeves." Can't tell you when he's live action and when he's gameplay. I swear to God. no game has ever looked this good, and
Yeah.
this is what all games are going to look like soon, because this is Unreal 5. So that was really cool. Star Wars Eclipse, already mentioned. Action adventure game from Quantic Dream, set in the High Republic. Collaboration between Quantic Dream and Lucasfilms games. It promises a, quote, multi-character branching narrative game. So it's a normal-ass Quantic Dream game. I've talked about Quantic Dream before. They sucked until recently, so hopefully this one doesn't suck.
Yeah.
But I am excited for that. You know, depending on how good it is, we'll probably play it.
Right.
On the channel. After 13 years, they have announced Alan Wake 2. The shitty part is that they announced it for 2023, which is not this year or next year. But yes, Alan Wake 1 came out, all those weird lawsuits. They can finally make Alan Wake 2. They said it's going to be more survival horror than the last one. If you've never heard of Alan Wake, you play Stephen King.
Okay.
And the stories you're writing come to life.
Oh, okay. They made a children's movie with Jack Black with the same basis. And I think it's
the Goosebumps movie?
Yes, the Goosebumps movie.
The developers that brought us Shadow of Mordor are making a Wonder Woman video game.
Oh.
No gameplay on that, just
Did it seem like it was the DC movie universe Wonder Woman or just Wonder Woman?
Here's the deal. The trailer was just a cinematic of her, and she looked like straight out of the comic books, but the voiceover, the narration voiceover was using the accent they use in the films.
Oh, that's cool. They took the shittiest part from the films. Awesome.
There was a new Elden Ring trailer. It was all story stuff. Elden Ring looks great. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. They showed the first gameplay for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It looks, I'll say it, exactly like I thought it would look, which is to say like a, standard action game where you can switch between characters. And it seems like, if you're playing Harley Quinn, it's going to be melee stuff. And if you're playing Deadshot, it's going to be shooting stuff. Still very excited for that. No release date beyond 2022 for that. They showed a first look at the Halo TV series, which I actually am interested in. I know I've never talked about Halo before, but that's because there hasn't been any Halo to talk about for the past 10 years. There's finally a new one. It just came out the day the Game Awards happened. Haven't played it yet. But they're making a TV show. I'm interested to see what the TV show is going to be about, because if you look on the IMDb page, there's a lot of lore characters showing up in this show that were only from the books or whatever. But also Master Chief is in the show, because if he wasn't, then no one would watch it.
Right.
So I'm curious to see what part of the Halo history it's taking place in. Excuse me. But that is not a video game. That is a TV show. They showed gameplay for Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. Didn't look like gameplay to me, but before and after the trailer, Jeff Keighley was like, yes, that was gameplay. And I was like, okay, well, even if it wasn't, it seemed like, when do I press the buttons? I don't know. It was a weird showcase, but
okay.
I'm sure that video game will be fine. What the hell? Arc Raiders, ex-DICE devs, new game, co-op PvP sci-fi shooter. So there's that.
Sure.
They showed Forspoken again. Forspoken is that game where it's like a Square Enix game where you play a girl who lives in 2022 or whatever, but then she gets teleported to fantasy times.
Okay.
It looks like a action RPG. It looks neat. It's one of those games where you can't really. It's the kind of the first of its kind, and we're not really going to be able to gauge how good it is until it comes out.
Yeah.
They showed gameplay of Horizon Forbidden West. I'm sure a lot of people are excited about that. I am not. They showed a new Sonic game.
It's not the only thing Sonic I heard that
No.
showed.
The game is called Sonic Frontiers.
Oh. Sonic Red Dead Redemption.
No.
Oh.
Sonic Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about
a new quote unquote open zone, a Sonic adventure game.
Just say what the term is. Just call it an open world Sonic game.
No, I mean it is, but he calls his levels zones.
Oh.
But enough about Sonic. They showed a trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it looks great, and I'm super excited for it. I still think it's weird that they were like, Sonic, Ben Schwartz. Knuckles, Idris Elba. Tails, well, obviously we're going to get the woman who's voiced Tails in the video game for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey's back, Obs. It looks like, and this has been confirmed by someone behind the scenes, but looks like there's going to be some Sonic-ass weirdness in this movie, and I'm so down for it. Knuckles is, whoops, and I've started playing the trailer.
Oh, there it is.
Knuckles
get sued.
Knuckles is a villain, which is very cool. In Knuckles' first appearance in Sonic and Knuckles, he was a villain working for Eggman, and then in every other iteration, he was a good guy. So it'll be cool to see that happen in a movie. Did you see the trailer?
I actually haven't seen the trailer for this yet.
I'm very excited for that.
Cool.
I really liked the first one. I think we did a video on it. Oh, that was our last cinematic release before the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuphead is finally getting its DLC. It's called Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course, which is DLC. And you literally, instead of Inkwell Isle, you're going to DLC Isle. And there's just going to be more boss fights, new playable character. It looks pretty cool. That'll be coming out June 30th, 2022. Telltale, the developers behind the Walking Dead game and the Wolf Among Us and the Batman Telltale series and all those, famously they went under and stopped making video games because they were no longer a company. They're back. They announced that they were coming back with the announcement of Wolf Among Us 2. This was like 2 years ago, and news on that front has been cold. So when they started mentioning Telltale, I thought we were going to have Wolf Among Us news, but we got different Telltale news. They're making 2 other games. And it's only weird because they're both space games. One's a Star Trek game, and one's a game based off the Expanse television series.
Okay.
And I thought it's cool that they're making games. It's cool that both of their new games got trailers at the Game Awards. It is weird that they're both space themed. I know they're not in control of what license they get access to, but I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, they don't really have control over that. But sure, hopefully they're good at it.
Yeah. Dune is getting a video game. It's called Dune Spice Wars. It's a 4X real-time strategy game, which I'm pretty sure means it's going to be like Civ, like you're looking at a map controlling different stuff. The creator of Silent Hill has announced a new horror game called Slitterhead.
Oh.
There was no gameplay. It looked fine. It didn't remind me of Silent Hill. I don't know if that was the point. It just because he made Silent Hill doesn't mean he has to make a game like Silent Hill.
Right.
But I was definitely looking for that. I was like, no, this seems like its own thing. Among Us teased that they're making a VR version of Among Us, which seems like that might be fun. There's already like unofficial VR version, so it'd be cool to see what an official version looks like. They showed gameplay for that new Saints Row game that's just called Saints Row. Ex-BioWare dev reveals fantasy Victorian survival game Nightingale. I definitely saw the trailer for that. I don't remember it. I'm sure it looks great. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I keep going back and forth on it. They showed it off. I was excited for it. They announced it was still a first-person shooter.
Seeing that.
Yeah, and then they announced it was still a first-person shooter. I was like, okay. But this trailer made me once again excited for it. It seems like there's more D&D stuff in there than I thought there would be.
Okay.
It seems like in between chapters you're going to zoom out and you're going to be on a board with like stuff happening in the environment, like Tiny Tina left a Cheeto on the board and you have to move it out of the way and stuff like that. So I don't know. Also, the main villain is being voiced by Will Arnett. So Will Arnett was at the Game Awards announcing this game.
That's cool. He's getting around, and I don't mind it.
Yeah, he's fine. You know, I've never had an issue with him. It's not his fault that he has to interrupt the people on Lego Masters.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not.
No,
It's his job.
yeah. I don't know what that is, so I'm just gonna skip it. I talked about Monster Hunter Rise DLC. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate is coming to PC, which I guess it wasn't already. Dying Light 2 got a cinematic. This is all stuff that's been talked about before. Warhammer Space Marine 2 was announced. Destiny 2 is getting more DLC. That Zelda-like indie game called Tunic is finally coming out March 16th. They announced as part of the Persona 25th anniversary that Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming to PS4, Switch, and PC. This is a Persona fighting game.
Okay.
They did not announce that P5 characters would be in it. They just said that a port was on the way. There's a new battle royale called Rumbleverse. That Doki 5 game that hasn't come out yet had a terrifying J-pop trailer. They showed another trailer for The Lord of the Rings Gollum: The Untold Story.
Oh yeah.
Still looks pretty good. Still no release date. This trailer had no gameplay, which was interesting because the first trailer did. PlayerUnknown Battleground is going free to play, which is always a fun announcement. We're announcing now live that our company is losing money and we have to give away our game for free. Babylon's Fall is still coming out. Chia, I've talked about this before. It looked like a Breath of the Wild game, and then you could like Mario Odyssey yourself into wildlife.
Sure. That
game got a new look at that game. It seems to be set for spring 2022. Annapurna revealed a game called Thirsty Suitors, which looked very interesting. It is an action RPG about skating and dating. So it's a story-driven adventure about dealing with your messy past, managing a family, and dating, and also just being an awesome skateboarder.
Okay.
It looked very interesting. And I'm gonna keep an eye out on that one. Have a Nice Death, new indie roguelike. Somerville, this is interesting looking sci-fi shooter. Planet of Lana and Off-Earth Odyssey, set to arrive in 2022. King of Fighters XV15 revealed a new trailer, and that there's going to be a second open beta test. This is another game that had only a cinematic trailer, that was a couple seconds long. But they are making a Texas Chainsaw Massacre online multiplayer horror game.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Very interesting because Leatherface is already in Dead by Daylight, so it's interesting that he can be in both, legally speaking.
Right.
Homeworld 3, literally, I was watching this trailer, I was like, should I know about this? And then it hit me with the title that had a 3 in it, and I was like, probably. 4-player survival shooter GTFO has officially left early access, and you can buy the full version right now. The new Vampire Masquerade Blood Hunt got a new trailer. Alternate history game Steel Rising. Now, I know what you're saying. You're hearing the word Steel Rising and you think it's 2 words, but it's not. It's Steel Rising, no spaces. Alternate history game that is set during the French Revolution. In this timeline, King Louis the 16th built an army of robots to stop the revolution. Metal Hellsinger, Gods of Metal.
We got to be close to the end of this list, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. Yes, yeah. Metal Hellsinger, Gods of Metal, music game. This is the last one that I wanted to talk about, and it was getting so long into the list that I thought maybe they weren't going to talk about it. Evil West, it's called. Apparently they announced it at the Game Awards last year, and it left such an impression on me that I didn't remember it at all. But this trailer had gameplay, and it looked really good. The camera was how I like it. It looked like God of War. It looked really cool. It's task the player with one mission. Eradicate the vampiric hordes with your lightning-fueled gauntlet and become a Wild West superhero. So it seems like it takes place in the Wild West, but you have a lot of future guns, and what you're fighting is zombies. Or vampires, sorry. Yeah, that is it, because the last two things are Google Play Games are bringing mobile games to PC, and Spotify has revealed console gamers' favorite music of the year, because that matters.
Oh.
So that is everything that happened at the Game Awards. Not exciting, but also not super exciting. Like, other than the Sonic movie that I already knew was coming out, there wasn't many announcements that I'm like, oh.
Right.
And the one thing that I was like, oh, and I wanted to talk about, I've already played because it was a free tech demo about the Matrix.
Yeah, some exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. How are we doing on time?
We are at 36 minutes.
Do we have time to make a game?
I think we have just enough time to make a game.
Cool.
How do you want to do it this time? Because we're
Well, we were gonna condense the lists.
I didn't do that yet.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll do my best to try and pick a number we haven't picked yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's my bad. Alternatively, if you want, I could just pick one we haven't done yet, and then have you pick from the second list, because it's less likely that you'll pick one we've done from that list because there's more.
Okay, if you want to.
Yeah, let's do. Give me one sec. Just looking over what we've already done. Yes. Okay. Oh, there's more up here. Yes. Okay. So let's do. Did we do that one? Hold on one sec. Okay. Yes. No, I've picked one. I think I've picked an interesting one. Okay. Now you pick a number 1 to 50.
1 to 50, and I'm going to say 28.
28. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah, the game that they're too coward to make. We're going to make a survival horror game about Looney Tunes.
Oh my god.
Now,
that's horrifying.
Now, to start this conversation off, you and I have already spent multiple hours of our life coming up with a survival horror game based off Star Wars properties.
Yes.
That
we did.
We already do have a tiny fraction of a toe in the door. But yeah, so I think the conversation that we had before we start talking gameplay is, who are you survival horroring from? Who is the bad guy? Are you a Looney Tune, or are you a human trapped in the Looney Tune universe?
We're going Space Jam route.
Okay.
You're a human trapped in the Looney Tunes verse.
Okay.
I don't know if this is a direction. Sometimes the Looney Tunes pretend to be like, they're like, oh, we're all fun until we're not. Like, I can picture Sylvester the cat getting super fucking horrifying out of nowhere because he's gonna try and kill Tweety or something like that.
I feel like Looney Tunes doesn't shy away from, like, you think that we're beheading a character in the shadow, but when you see what's really happening, it's totally fine.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a direction.
Who do you think?
Taz.
Taz is the scariest thing to. But see, Taz is so chaotic. Like, Taz is basically a being that whatever he touches dies. Which might be, interesting for like the walking kill screen style stuff. That Resident Evil does. But I don't know. Yeah.
If we did, I know I always use this, but Alien Isolation style. If we had if we had a locator for Taz,
and
Taz is like double your speed, but you know where he is on the map at all times, but there might be times where you can't avoid him. That might be scary. This is a tough one.
Here's a question too. What is the map?
I think we could have it be level based. I think going the Space Jam route, you start off. This might be interesting. You start off at Warner Brothers.
Okay. Like in the real world?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to take a bit of I hate that I'm saying this. I'm going to take a little bit of lore from the new Space Jam.
Okay. I mean, if that'll get us to
King James or whatever he demands we call him. That whole shit with his son just happened. You're trying to find the Looney Tunes. So the first level is getting on the lot and then finding your way to the circuits and then doing some dumb shit to get your way in there.
Am I now playing as LeBron James?
No, this has already happened. You're playing as some kid trying to get on the lot to do the same thing.
Oh, this is post Space Jam New Legacy.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So you're trying to find the Looney Tunes for what reason I don't have an answer for yet. So I think level 1 is the Warner Brothers lot. Security guards are the antagonists. And I'm picturing, this is a horror game.
Mm.
The Warner Brothers lot isn't that scary.
Right.
But you're hyping, there can be some jump scares that aren't scary that
right.
can happen. I'm having a hard time selling myself a Looney Tunes horror game. You are all hyped for it. What ideas do you have?
There are certain Looney Tunes characters that could be scary if framed as such. The 3 I'm thinking of are that big red heart monster,
I was thinking of him too.
Taz, and Marvin the Martian.
Okay.
I don't want to go completely. Maybe. Okay. Hold on.
Yep.
I think I have it, actually. Sure. Or at least the start of it. Looney Tunes, more than probably any other cartoon, loves to parody other stuff.
Okay.
Like,
I can get behind that.
Literally, and now here's our Game of Thrones bit, and now here's our, stuff like that. What if each level is a tongue-in-cheek parody of a different horror thing, but it's still scary? You know what I mean? So, the Taz level, the Tasmanian Devil level could be like Slender, how you're in a forest with trees and, oh God, trees are falling down. Oh God, he's coming.
Yeah, no, I can picture that.
And then the Marvin the Martian level can literally be Alien Isolation. You're running from Marvin the Martian. He's going to shoot you with his gun. He's got horrifying red eyes, because why not? But you have a thing that tells you sort of where he is.
Sure.
You stole it. It's his thing. You stole it from his ship or whatever. Here's where my knowledge of Looney Tunes fails me, because I don't know anything.
Red thing.
I don't know anything about that red monster. I don't know what it's called.
You know what? Insert him into a game. Forget about what he's about. Put him in a game. And now he's playing the role of whatever the enemy is.
Then I think it's only makes sense to do the only other type of horror game, and that is Resident Evil, where maybe his level. I also went to Resident Evil. Maybe his level takes place at Acme University from Tiny Toons, but it's nighttime and all the lights are off, and it's essentially Resident Evil style, like, this room's locked, go here, do this, but you're being chased by that fucking thing the whole time.
Okay.
Here's why I got so excited, because I knew we would get to this eventually. We can make Looney Tunes scary. We just have to play by Looney Tunes rules,
Sure.
And I think that because what we struggled with Star Wars Subsist was, at what point do we part the veil and we're like, this part of it is a ripoff of Alien Isolation,
right.
I think if we go into that, if we dive into that and we're like, this is a blatant ripoff of Alien Isolation, but you're okay with it because it's Looney Tunes and everything's just a little loony, for a lack of a better word. And they love to do that. They love to parody stuff, you know?
No, I'm feeling it. You definitely got me. I am almost afraid to open this can of worms, but what's our plot?
I think the plot... Ooh, yeah. I think you already figured out the plot. I think it's post. It's post New Legacy. Word has gotten out that we don't talk about this that much in that movie, but that digital basketball match that was live streamed to the entire internet,
right?
So people know it happens.
Right.
So it wouldn't be outside of it wouldn't be the craziest idea for kids to watch that and be like, I want to go to Looney Tune Land.
Right.
We start off in the lot. Maybe we start off in the lot. It's easy mode.
The Animaniacs.
The Animaniacs. Yes. It's bright out. It's not that scary, but you get jump scares. You get death screens in the form of security guards, and you get... Actually, it wasn't that scary, but it was framed as a jump scare, so you jumped jump scares in the form of the Animaniacs.
Sure.
You go into the serververse, which is what it's actually called in that fucking film, and then you're in Looney Tunes Land, and from there, I don't necessarily know like why everything's scary. Like clearly, the whole point of it is going to be like, yeah, it's scarier than you thought it was because you didn't know what you were doing. But
maybe the Monstars or the alien race that created the Monstars in some sort of mind control. The end.
Oh,
Thought
okay.
Terminated.
Mind control is interesting. Can I take that a step further?
Sure.
Can it be Marvin the Martian doing the mind control, and Marvin the Martian is the last level?
Oh, okay. Sure. I like that.
Other than the three that I mentioned.
And he's got the rest of the Looney Tunes locked up.
Yes, yeah. Other than the three that I mentioned, now that mind control is a factor in this game, out of context, who would be the scariest Looney Tune?
Mind control. Scariest Looney.
Like, you have everyone's favorite Looney Tune character blank, except they're mind controlled and they're evil, and it's a horror game. I'm thinking maybe Foghorn Leghorn.
He'd be a good one. I was thinking Tweety.
Tweety and Sylvester finally putting their differences aside and working together to kill you. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. There's a lot of...
Foghorn's cool, though.
There's a lot of... I think we figured it out. It's New Legacy canon. It's you go into the serververse where I guess they all live, even though the first Space Jam movie would... No, first Space Jam movie's fictional in the world of New Legacy. Ah, stupid. So dumb. I know it's for kids, but hachi machi. And then
you 100% the game first time around. You get a Michael Jordan skin to play through the second time.
It would definitely have to be a LeBron James skin, but I like where your head is at.
No. LeBron James, LeJon Brames already has a part in this movie. Sorry, I scared your cat. You get the Michael Jordan skin because now he wants to actually meet the Looney Tunes.
He acted with them all those years ago, but as we know, it was bullshit. It was bullshit because Space Jam: A New Legacy, I guess, takes place in our universe. Not quite sure about that.
As opposed to the one of the 1990s. Get with it.
If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it. At the very end, Bugs Bunny dies, and then he comes back to life in the real world, and they don't explain why.
Oh, fuck. That's an avenue we could have explored.
But we didn't, because I don't want to.
No, what's the name of this game?
What's the name of this game? It can't be Looney Tunes the horror game. That's stupid. That's right there for us. It's got to be... It can't have Space Jam in it.
Looney Tunes back in action.
That is the... Oh, well... Well,
No, can't be called that.
no, of course not, but I think the word horror should be in there. Like, what do we think about Looney Tunes back in horror? Because action is a genre and horror is a genre.
Ooh. The horror tunes back in Looney.
Yep, that wasn't a mouth fart if I've ever heard one. It's got to be something like, yeah, I think it's something like that, like Looney Tune like names shit like that. Like it'll be like Looney Tunes and the blank of this. Maybe it's just like, maybe we keep it simple but like still complicated. Maybe it's just like Looney Tunes and the Looney Tunes and the horror of the something, or like Looney Tunes and the madness of
Marvin the Martian in the horror tunes.
I feel like the word Looney Tunes has got to be in there somewhere, right?
A Looney Tunes joint.
Looney Tunes presents Marvin the Martian, and then the rest of it.
And
Looney
the
Tunes.
horror tunes.
No, we can't have tunes in it twice. Looney Tunes presents.
But they're scary this time. They're not loony. They're scary.
True. Looney Tunes presents Marvin the Martian and the
horny tunes.
And the horny next door neighbor. Looney Tunes presents Marvin the Martian and the horror tunes. I don't love it. I think that's our title though.
Okay.
Looney Tunes presents Marvin the Martian goes fucking nuts. It's just going ape shit. Looney Tunes presents Marvin the Martian Moon Monster Madness. That's a Scooby-Doo movie. I'm going to write this down before I forget, like I always do. Just as a reminder, last time we did 50 Days of Postman.
Okay. Hey, one last shot, one last throw.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes presents the horror tunes.
Looney Tunes presents the horror tunes. What was the name of the shit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit that killed
I don't remember.
cartoons?
That is canon with Looney Tunes, isn't it? Aren't they in that?
Yeah, they're in that.
Yeah.
There was like very specific like agreements made of like, okay, Mickey and the fuck's the rabbit's name? Donald?
Roger Rabbit?
No, what's the rabbit? The Bugs Bunny. Jesus Christ. Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny were in a scene together, and it was like, they must talk in this order for this many words.
Right.
Okay, Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes presents the horror tunes. Is that where we're going?
If that's what if you like that better than the paragraph we made beforehand.
I don't mind a paragraph. How do you like this though? Something that I've just come up
ready.
with. Looney Tunes, the horror tunes, except in Looney Tunes, tunes is spelled Toons, and in horror tunes, it's spelled Tunes.
Okay.
And then we type the words survival, horror, and then we type the words Looney Tunes. That's a video game, if I've ever seen one.
That's a game.
And that's the game.
And there goes the battle.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The thing from Pokemon Stadium that you say every time I say the thing from Mario Baseball.
Oh. Sure.
Bringing
Bringing it back over to the people.
People, fuck, I forgot this was our setup. People, fuck off.
No.
Thank you for listening. Don't actually fuck off. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, rather. We're live in studio now. And by studio, I mean my literal bedroom. That, by gosh, you wouldn't know it, but it's way cleaner than it was last time we did the video game podcast. Thank you so much for listening, watching, talking about Sonic, Zelda, Star Wars, Looney Tunes. Video games are fun, and they're not just Pac-Man anymore. So, take that to heart and go play it. Go play a game, but only if you're not Too busy to. And until next time, I've been Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we'll see you later. Thank you for listening and watching, and if you like what you see, please be sure to subscribe.
Our channel is daily uploads from podcasts to video essays, let's plays to skits.
Be sure to find us on Twitch and Patreon.
Our theme song is Sunny Day by Froggy and the Friendship, and our Let's Play intro is Sunny Bit by the same band.
Link to all these in the description below. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.